We're live.
Oh, good Lord, we're live.
Oh, I almost hit the unbroadcast button right off the bat.
Uh-oh.
We're live. And now
Well, hello, everybody.
We're here just in time for us to leave early. Yay.
All right, we got me and Stuart. We got Lance. We got Papa Pete's chair. And JD should be coming soon.
Is Coco there, I wonder? We don't have a Coco cam.
Yeah, Coco's there. I can see the paw.
Can you see? That's what I thought I saw. I thought I saw a paw.
There you go. Hey, Coco. Coco.
Coco's like, I'm asleep.
That's funny.
Coco's not having it.
Nope.
All right, we got.
Is that Macho Man? Is that a Macho Man figure he's got back there?
Well, kind of looks like it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He used to wear hats like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Is he holding a Slim Jim?
Stab on Slim Jim.
Whoa.
Hey, Eep's here.
Eep is here. Saboteur.
5 likes. Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
PJ Smith is here.
Hey, PJ.
Kurt Bradshaw.
Right on.
Kurt, we're playing out in St. Charles coming up here on the 23rd.
Hey, my mom's here. Welcome.
Hello, June.
1968 Camaro.
Hey,
What's going on?
Hey.
Yeah, it took me a minute last week to realize that's what I was like thinking that was a place or something like that. And I'm like, no, it's a person. Good Lord. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's who he's talking to. 1968. So, yeah, I'm a little behind. I'm a little, special. You got it.
Too bad we can't tune in more to Papa Pete in the background. We could eavesdrop on him.
Yeah, I know, right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, inquiring minds want to know what's going on in Canada.
I can hear sounds. I can't make out anything.
You need to have one of those remote units that goes with a camera on it. Goes around, looks for Pete.
He'll have one of those. He'll have one of those for his chair, and he'll change messages.
And he's got nothing. Look, we can see right now. He's got nothing on the back as of now.
As of now, okay.
So everyone watch for Pete trying to stick something to the back of his chair tonight. Hey, there's Pete right there. We'll just leave Pete up here.
Pete's upstaging us all.
Oh man.
Oh shoot.
Oh man. Yes, JD said he'll be there in a minute, so he should be here soon.
All right. So have you seen the new Super Mario movie yet?
No, I have not. I might try and go this weekend, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's melting in Saskatchewan.
Uh-oh.
Saskatchewan. Eh.
Well, I haven't seen any reviews. Hopefully it's positive.
Yeah, I started watching it. And it's beautiful. I got a student that will not see it. They don't like the style of the animation.
Oh, I was going to say, you're so traumatized by that live-action 90s film.
Yeah. I can't. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm hard pressed to remember if I saw that original one.
I
front
didn't.
to back.
It looked god awful, so I never even bothered to see it.
I have the
The
soundtrack.
live action one, I didn't.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't bother. But this one looks great.
It does.
I've heard nothing but good things from people who have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember the 90s were a dark time for video game movies. I mean, what was the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Oh,
was it Street Fighter? Right? And then they had one with music video. I think MC Hammer did a song or something like that, and Jean-Claude's dancing in the battle. And it's like, no, you just killed it. No.
My mom saw the movie last weekend.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
The last
Wow.
one in the family.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think?
Yeah, she liked it.
June? She liked it?
she didn't take you with her, huh?
No, we had so much stuff going on last weekend. I couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Eep watched the original one along with the new one on the same day. How about that? That's kind of like me with Top Gun. I watched the original and then and then went at night and saw the new one.
Yeah. I'm eager to watch the rest.
How did you watch part of it?
I saw part of it like online. It's like it was with a camera.
Oh, one of the cam ones. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll wait. I don't want to win. So. But I was watching Love Boat, and I'm into the 3rd season now.
How many seasons are there?
Here's one for you, Jeff. They had an episode with Donny Osmond, and who played his sister?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm guessing it wasn't Marie.
No, yeah, right. No. No. Lonnie Anderson played his sister.
Huh.
Yeah, they were supposed to be like from like a hillbilly family, kind of a. It's not like they were. They didn't. Fortunately, they didn't go as ridiculous as like to make them like a Beverly Hillbillies. I mean, they did it well, where they dressed well and they just got out there and had fun, and just hillbilly-ish, doing music on the ship and that kind of thing. And but I haven't finished watching that episode yet. So
yeah, Salvatore. Yeah, they were getting pretty loud, so I went ahead and muted them. Yeah, we could have. If everyone stopped talking, we could have just listened.
Hey, JD.
What's up, JD?
JD, what's going on?
Better late than never, right?
Yeah, man.
Hey, Fastback.
How you guys doing?
Doing good. No, I would still ask that question. I was thinking, well, who guest starred on that show a lot? And I was going, Charo?
Yes, I just saw Charo with.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
Jeff, I thought of Jeff because Charo was involved with the guy who was in F Crew, not Storch, but the other guy who was his buddy,
Ken Berry?
the tall guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what was it? A Forrest something or
Forrest Tucker?
Forrest Tucker, is that his name?
I think that might be it. But yeah, it was like her third or fourth appearance on the show.
Oh yeah, she was on a lot.
Mrs. Roper has been on the show like 5 times. She was in the 2-part episode with John with Gomez, John
Aston.
Yeah. So
But a 2-part episode of Love Boat?
Like 5 times in 3 seasons. And Norman Fell was on there.
Nice.
Pinky Tuscadero has been on 2 episodes.
Yeah, Charo, she's an amazing guitarist. I've watched some stuff on YouTube of her.
Yep.
Like when she was first getting into the business. I had no idea. It was incredible.
Well, they had her character kind of get into that thing where she was like, she didn't like, the extra stuff, like she wanted to be a performer and wanted to be famous, but she didn't like all the
hoochie coochie girl.
Yeah, being the pretty girl, and guys are just wanting to, whatever.
Yeah. I think she was even on the Muppets, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the Muppets, new Muppets show coming out, Muppets Mayhem, about the Electric Mayhem.
Really?
Yes, on Disney Plus. And the last Muppet series was terrible during COVID. I thought it was unwatchable. They tried to do a Zoom-esque kind of version of the Muppets, like in a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
and I don't know, it just didn't translate well. But this new one, it focuses on the band, and it's kind of like they try to make the album that they never made. So the band's been around forever, but they've never made an album, right? So that's the premise, and the trailer's great. It starts out with like Tommy Lee with a mayhem tattoo on his stomach. So it's off to a good start.
Oh,
So,
that would be cool.
yeah, sometime in May.
Why would they make a show where they're on a Zoom call? Who would want to watch that during COVID?
Well, right. It was already a failed premise. I mean, they wanted to be kind of like trendy, but that's kind of the wrong trend. That's the trend we were trying to get away from.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
And,
Exactly.
You know,
you're like, you're supposed to take me away from all the bullshit.
but it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. The writing was just not good, and it wasn't funny. Like it was. Everything just felt forced. And they had some decent guest stars, like, what's his name? He plays a bad guy most of the time. I think he's got like native heritage, long hair. God, I can't think of his name. He was like a former gang guy. Now he runs restaurants and stuff like that. He's really funny. Danny Trejo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Danny Trejo played a chef.
Machete.
He interfaced with the Swedish chef, and that was kind of funny. but it just didn't work. Like the show just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It sounded like it was rushed just to put out during COVID, and it.
Yeah,
bombed.
and I like I'm a huge Muppet fan. You can see the Muppets mayhem in the background here. But no, I'm a huge Muppets fan. But like it was, just, some of the recent stuff just hasn't been as good. The one that was on HBO was all right. That was done by The Office guys. That was all right. It was kind of edgy. It wasn't. I heard Frank Oz wasn't a fan of it. It was too edgy.
Yeah, I remember watching one of those.
Yeah, they're all right. But yeah, that last show was terrible. So anyway,
it was a better attempt. Cautiously
optimistic at this one. The trailer certainly looked better than the show previously. So
speaking of shows and Muppets, is anybody watching Mandalorian?
Oh yeah.
No. I'm 3 episodes behind.
Uh-oh.
Just don't even watch them.
Well, no, I'm going to watch them, especially if you don't like them.
Oh, I know you're going to watch them, but they are.
Oh, it's great. Like we love the season. We're gonna watch it tonight. As soon as we get off of this, we're gonna watch the latest.
I'm done.
You're done. Game over. Game over, man.
Really?
I'm dropping it because they dropped it.
Really? I think it's amazing.
Good. They need somebody to feel that way because it's
like millions of people.
Nope.
I was looking forward to watching it, but I'm really looking forward to it now.
Well, and
yeah.
Part of it.
I'm just teasing you.
We're also watching
this
Andor.
thing, right?
We're trying to catch up on Andor also. No, Dad, don't show him that.
I don't want to see anything.
Don't show
I'm
that.
not looking. I'm looking.
That's
at the chat.
okay. I mean,
it doesn't ruin anything.
The show ruins itself. So
From the Mandalorian,
Right.
who used to be the man in the DeLorean. That's all.
So you haven't seen that episode yet?
Oh, I heard that he's in it. Yeah, no, I've seen that. Obviously,
that was actually publicized, but I won't say anything. It's good. That last show was okay. I mean, it was kind of campy. I'll leave it at that.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't know.
And that's not. And that's the beauty of it. That's nothing against anybody. It's just you liked it. That's awesome.
You gotta love Born Distracted's comment.
Other people like it. It's shit. I think it's shit. Some other people like it. That's the beauty of opinions. The beauty of opinions. Has anybody else mentioned it?
I gotta open up my YouTube.
I will watch season 3 of Mandalorian when it is done. Eep, let me know how far you make it.
I watched the first episode of the first season.
That's it.
Wait, are you talking about Frasier or Mandalorian?
No, Frasier. I'm 2 episodes in.
Still,
Mandalorian got better after the first episode. I was like, and then I like grew to love it like quickly.
You mean of this new season or the?
the original first season of Mandalorian.
Yeah, the first season.
Like it was a slow grow on me, and then the first episode or two, and then I loved it and still do.
Yeah, they should just call it the. I won't say it.
Well, for fans on the West Coast, there was a thing came out about Disneyland.
Yeah,
They're going to close the Splash Mountain ride. So after
Yeah.
33 years, it's going to be gone. So May 31st, that'll be the last day for that ride.
Huh.
Well, it already went in Walt Disney World, right? Or it's being remodeled from
Yeah.
Song of the South to Princess of the Toad or
Yeah,
Princess of
something
the
like
Frog
that.
or
Something like that.
I'm gonna. Okay, so hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, so
which
hold
sucks because it was an awesome ride. Sorry.
Mhm.
All right, so
I'm
what?
sure the
Yeah,
ride-
Kylo
the
Ren was
ride's probably
amazing in
gonna
the
be the same
in
as
this last
maybe
episode.
Branded.
Okay, so
Words that have never been said before on this channel.
okay, so if I can make it through season 2 of Picard, I can. Okay, Eep, just I'm telling you that let's not say anything like that yet.
I didn't know there was a Picard show. I never even heard of it.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're just
It's been
refusing to get
advertised.
Paramount because
It was-
we're not going to get another channel, but we want to
Yeah.
watch it.
Christine she watched it.
How many seasons are there of Picard?
2, I think.
Yeah, I think there's 2.
And there's actually 2 or 3 other Star Trek shows. There's like
There was a
Strange,
lot of-
New Worlds or something.
You
Yeah,
don't
there
have a
was a lot-
noser looking at Pete.
Yeah, there was a lot of question to it because of a lot of the language that's in it, where it really, strays from the, yeah, it just strays from what you're used to with Star Trek. So you haven't seen any of 3 yet, okay? But I heard Jack Black and Lloyd were in that episode. Yes. Well, you may love Jack Black, but this is going to be one of his moments where you're like, okay.
You take life too seriously, Stu.
Oh, no. Nope. That's got nothing to do with it. Got nothing to do with it. No. I mean, I could take life seriously, but if I look in the toilet after I take a crap, it's still shit in the toilet. I'm just not going to paint it something that it's not. It's garbage. It's bad. It's worse than Beyonce in the 3rd installment of Austin Powers. Lizzo, oh my God, whatever. And it's not her fault either. That's what's bothering me is that you're putting them in this shit show and they're just.
What are you holding, Pete? Oh,
That's his Kylo Ren condom.
yeah. There's actually that's funny. There's 3 new Star Wars movies coming out. One of them is actually going to be The Mandalorian.
Let's see. So there's going to be a new Star Wars movie starring Luke's daughter, Rey. Yeah, there's a new Rey coming.
There's 3 movies coming.
Season 2 and 3 are spending too much time propping up characters for potential spin-offs. That's the problem. Mandalorian, their original character, is becoming the bitch.
JWD, I like
Oh,
your
really?
avatar.
Is that what's going on? I admit I haven't seen it. So
Okay, so there are 3 seasons of Picard.
okay.
And I'm just hearing about it today.
Have you seen Ted Lasso this season?
I don't know if you've heard, Jeff, but there's actually a 3rd episode of Frasier.
Well, let me know when that comes out because I'll check it out.
Is the new Frasier on?
Oh, we're talking about the original one.
Let me see about the original. No,
I don't think the new one hasn't started yet.
it hasn't started yet. No, but
It's
there's
on.
just rumors. They're going to set it in Boston and they're bringing Lilith in.
And I think it's on Paramount though. Like I'm not.
Carrot Top.
There's actually a lot of stuff I'd like to see on Paramount, but we're holding
Oh,
out.
good God.
I like Paramount. We just got it not all that long ago for Yellowstone. I guess when the season of Yellowstone come out, we said we'll try it. I don't watch it, but Chrissy loves it, but I find so much on there to watch. Whether it's I'm going to try to get through all the South Park stuff. To tell you the truth, I loved it in the '90s, and I just sort of got away from it because it's not an easy show to find to watch. Yes, reruns and stuff, but now I've been through 10 or 12 seasons of it. It's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
Which show is that?
South Park. I don't get easily offended either. and I find it very funny. I find those who do to be very humorous in and of itself.
Well, did you hear the recent? Well,
Yeah.
I should say, a few months ago that what was it? One of the princes, the one that married Meghan Markle, they were looking into suing South Park because of an
Yeah.
episode.
Please do. Oh my God, that's just more material.
Yeah, no, I definitely like them.
That We Want Privacy episode.
I forgot one of them's a really good musician too. Was it Matt Stone? I think Jan with like Stuart Copeland and Neil Peart on a video.
Couple
They have a
amazing
concert
drummers.
somewhere, which I watched the first 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and watch this.
Oh,
I've never been able to find it again. I think it's
yeah,
on
it was
That's
Primus played it, and Getty and Alex played it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They
Is that?
played-
I think that's on Paramount. That's got to be where I saw the beginning, because I saw the theme part, the South Park theme with Primus. To
Yeah,
start the concert.
yeah.
They do it live, like of course Matt Stone and Trey Parker doing all the voices, and it's freaking
Yeah.
awesome to see them actually singing it live.
Oh yeah,
right?
I think they did. I didn't catch it, but I think they did blame and Alex and Getty did Blame Canada, and
Oh, okay.
they played Rush for the first time since Neil passed away.
Oh, okay.
That was,
Gotcha.
that was probably a very emotional thing, even though it was kind of like a funny, fun moment. You know,
I mean, I'll watch it forever, and there's many times I go, I don't believe they are doing this or they
Oh,
did
yeah.
that. Just like, but nobody else can get away with it.
yeah, I need to catch some more of those too. The one that sticks out for me. Well, there's a couple that stick out for me. There was the Van Halen one. There was a where they played in the Middle East or something like that, and there was a Van Halen concert, and they all like went crazy. And then there was another one that was a parody of Heavy Metal, the movie. It was fantastic.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, where they get high on cat pee and like
Oh,
the
yeah.
cat like, sprays them. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I've seen that one years ago. Like,
Oh, it is the perfect parody. Like, you know, they use the music and the artwork is fantastic.
I mean, it would be a good series for Jeff to watch, because like towards the end of it, there's only like 4 or 6 episodes of the season, right? So in an hour and 20 minutes, you can get through a whole season.
I don't know. I'm pressed for time, Pete. I will be watching this tomorrow. A live stream of the third trailer for the new Zelda game.
Oh,
Next
nice.
month. I'm excited for that.
South Park concert at Red Rocks. I got PJ. That's
Yeah.
I think what I want to see. Do you know where it is available right now? I got to freaking turn on my.
I just
Apple.
saw the clips on YouTube like after it happened. But yeah, Red Rocks, by the way, anybody that ever gets a chance to see a concert at Red Rocks, see any concert there. It is one of the coolest concert venues, at least maybe in the country, if not probably one of the ones in the world. Like it's almost like one of the seventh wonders. It's really good.
South
Well,
Park
Born is-
concert at Red Rocks.
There's hardly been anything shown on the game so far, so
True.
I think JD, thank you for saying that, because I think what I'm going to probably do is try to start keeping track of what's going to come to Red Rocks, and probably just make a plan. Maybe next summer before I retire,
Yeah.
I might make have us go out there and take a trip out there and do that.
Everybody that plays there, I mean, they draw like just the top acts. I mean, I saw Van Halen there on my birthday.
Who did you see there?
Coolest. Van Halen.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but anybody, like, it doesn't matter. Like they have like I don't know, just a lot of major bands, and a buddy of mine actually does all the video and lighting for them.
Of course they do, and of course you know them. I
Well,
don't.
no, I mean, he
the
grew
only
up.
person that
Oh no,
I
he grew up here.
So many
Yeah.
awesome people.
No, he
Just
grew up
like-
here. He grew up here and was part of like the music scene and stuff. And he and his
Yeah.
partner were in a band. Well,
That's great.
a buddy of mine was in the band here, and
Yeah.
they, started doing video stuff. They do like extreme sports and stuff like that too. But
Yeah.
they just happened to get this contract. It's pretty cool.
That's really neat.
look at
No,
this
you just-
statue in
you just-
Prague.
What is it?
It's a statue in Prague. It's Superman just going head first into the ground.
Oh, my god.
Oh, jeez.
That is awesome.
It took me. It I would have stared at that probably for about 10 minutes.
It's still not knowing what it was. I was like, what the hell is
Right.
that?
Yeah, he's just
No,
taking a header right into the ground.
Yeah, JD,
Oh.
it just freaks me out. You're always it's just so impressive. You're just like, oh, I know this. Oh, I know this, and then I know this person that did this. I'm like, what the what?
The 6 degrees of JD is
I
fascinating.
know I'm like, I need to get together with JD and hang out and just talk about these things and just
My friends are more interesting than me, though.
get to know these people.
Oh, Pete, before I forget, congratulations on the Bruins for setting an NHL record on wins and actually total points, right?
Total points last night, wins the night before. Like, yeah, they got one more game to go into Montreal. So
yeah.
Well, that does it.
Montreal's record yesterday, and it was I guess they're both Montreal's records. 60 wins. There's 62 wins. No, 62 wins.
Yeah.
They got their 64th last night, and 132 points. So they got their 133rd last night. So
and they spanked the Caps, but I mean that was a completely meaningless game for both teams. But, I mean it's not meaningless for the Bruins because it's escalated their record, but in general, as far as the season goes, it's over for us. They've already broken out the golf clubs here in DC.
It's baseball season.
Yeah, it is. It was officially baseball season. It was officially baseball season the day the Caps got eliminated for me.
It's unbelievable though how long hockey season is now.
It's pretty insane.
Beginning of October, and they'll play into late June now.
Yeah.
So basically, July, August, September's all they're off. Baseball is nowhere near that long, even. I mean, count training in there and count preseason for hockey's all September.
At some point, they're going to start the new season before the old season's even over.
Hey, I'm fine with it. It's just that this is the first time I think in 8 years the Caps didn't make the playoffs. So before that, it was only 1 or 2 times since the mid '80s.
Is it like that because they've added teams, or because they're playing more games, or because they're putting more room between games?
I think all the above.
What do you mean?
Well, why is it longer? I mean, why does it?
Yeah, over the last few contracts as well, they play a lot of games. They play more games than they used to, but not only 2 more, but they also have a lot of contractual stipulations they've built into their collective agreements, such as so much time off over Christmas, including travel. They're not even allowed to travel certain days. Things like at the end of the season, there has to be now 4 days at the end where they do nothing. Stuff like that. Those things have added, like you had a week. It really, and also when I was growing up, when you had a best of 7 series, let's say it was Boston and Montreal, they play in Montreal Monday night and Tuesday night. They'd be off Wednesday. They play in Boston Thursday and Friday. They'd be off Saturday. They play in Montreal, and there was every other day. But now you'd never play 2 nights in a row.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah. And the playoffs will be well underway. Typically, the playoffs start at the beginning of April, and now it's mid-April. But the playoffs last a lot longer too.
And you got the wild card, that's adding to that mix too. The wild card games.
Well, that's the same. It's been 16 playoff teams forever. But
additional games though.
But several years ago now they went to all best out of 7. If you go back to the 70s, the first round was as short as the best out of 3.
I started following in 76, 77. So wait, let me also, the Caps weren't in the playoffs for a really long time. I saw them the first time they tied the Canadians. Just in a regular season game. And the place went crazy.
In the late 70s, for sure, yeah.
So I wouldn't have even gotten to witness that.
But there were 16 teams back then, because I can remember they had a friggin' 17-team league the year that Minnesota and Cleveland merged. So there were 17 teams in the league. 16 made the playoffs.
The Barons.
Yeah, the Barons and the Minnesota North Stars merged. So it went from 18 teams to 17, but there's still 16 teams in the playoffs. And that at that time, instead of the divisional things that they have now and all this stuff, it was really straight. Number 1 played number 16.
Yeah.
2-15 right down through, right? Which made for very interesting, because really you didn't have all these things where you're playing Toronto and Tampa Bay for the last 6 years in the playoffs. Tampa Bay beat Toronto.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it. I liked the first versus fourth, second versus third.
Yeah.
I like that because there were, yeah, you did expect certain teams each year, but it was like such a great rivalry, and it was all people within like a fairly good driving distance. So like you would see the fans go to all the games.
Yeah, that's true. I hated the same thing over and over again. But variety, travel, player contracts, they're not allowed to travel that much anymore. But the one thing I remember the year that they were 17, number 1 was Montreal, who I hated, and boy wasn't I hoping for that number 16 team that year. Second worst team in the league, the St. Louis Blues.
I like to play an entire season just to eliminate one team.
Exactly. Yeah.
So do you think they're gonna have? Do you think the Bruins are gonna have any steam?
Oh, they had all kinds of steam, but they we'll see. Anything can happen. These teams are too even now. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Tampa had
who are the scouts, PJ?
Kansas City Scouts. 1974 through 1976.
Oh, the old hockey team.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful. I'd love to have a jersey. I want to get a jersey sometime.
There is a place that specializes in defunct teams. I'll send you the link. I don't know if you're familiar.
I've seen it.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Oh, well, they're available. It's just something in Ness is the name of a company that makes them, but they're a couple $300 each.
Oh yeah.
Do I really want to spend $200 for a neat hockey jersey that I'll never particularly wear? Just
I've been downloading defunct St. Louis sports teams logos, and I'm gonna.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna do a bunch of them and then get some T-shirts for them because that'd be cool to see.
Oh, that's fun.
I've got an old St. Louis Eagles when they're in the NHL back in '34.
Cool.
Yeah,
one really season. Cool.
Awesome.
Hey, Stashnet.
I haven't been doing a good job in saying hi to people in the chat.
Pete, I like your shirt. It's a classic.
That's right. Aren't many of those. Can't get those anymore.
When you left, I was telling them I have a Classy Pete shirt, which I don't know if anyone has.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
That was only around briefly.
You have a nice shirt, too. Somebody's come to see it.
Wait, let me see that. Oh, nice.
Coco.
That's your shirt.
Coco, there's your shirt.
Wow. I should change my shirt to something more channel centric. But this is the Capitol Center. This is where the Capitals and the Bullets, who are now the Wizards, and I saw all of my childhood concerts at this venue, the Capitol Center. And Stu, you've heard of the Largo show, the famous Van Halen Largo show. It's actually not in Largo, it's Landover, and it's Capitol Center.
Oh, wow.
And that's also, I think, where they filmed the black and white live AC/DC Shook Me All Night Long or Back in Black video was shot there too. And Eminence Front, The Who.
Cool.
That video, yeah. So
what a great song that is.
Yes, it is.
Mitchell and Ness. That's exactly what I was trying to think of. Big Block.
What a great song.
Mitchell and Ness. Oh, now I got to look this up.
Yeah.
I just
classic.
I was like vintage hockey jerseys or something like that. But where'd it go?
PJ's right. It is now the Devils. Kansas City moved to Colorado, which
Colorado.
moved to New Jersey.
Right. I remember when the Rockies. I saw Chico Resch play for the Rockies actually.
Nice.
Rockies.
Before they moved to my home state of New Jersey.
Joyzy.
I think Mitchell and Ness also does vintage or throwback football jerseys and baseball jerseys too.
Agreed, 100%. Yeah, they do.
What was it called?
Mitchell and Ness.
Mitchell and Ness.
I keep wanting to say Elliot and Ness.
Well, that's a different show. Why are you staring at me?
Why are you staring at me?
Oh,
a great stare off.
This is cool. I hadn't heard of this. Uh-oh. Oh, more money.
Yeah.
It's the one thing I'm saving money.
Don't you know that's where the damn you GoGameGo comes from? You spend money.
Exactly. Well, I thought I was saving
Dorothy Spornak.
I was saving money because the Caps didn't make the playoffs. Wow. Oh, I love that.
That's pretty cool.
That's the awesome. First St. Louis NHL team, the Eagles.
Wow.
The Eagles. Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that beak and stuff looks a little weird.
I
Yeah,
wonder
I'm
what the
gonna-
jerseys actually look like. Because remember, geez, what was it like last month? I sent you a shot, Jeff, of like the old Broncos,
Oh yeah, yeah.
the helmet, and the
Broncos.
jerseys. Yeah,
Used the
That
Chicago
was hilarious.
logo for decades. Finally changed it a few years back. Wow. Yeah, Guy Gelso is amazing. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it is a small catalog, but they're on tour, and they're this is the 40th anniversary of their debut album, and they're playing it in its entirety. And they're coming to Edwardsville. I bought a ticket to meet them and to see them, and I just dropped my stupid thing on the floor.
I love this jersey, old St. Louis Stars jersey. That's really cool. looking.
Wow.
Cool.
I love the lettering.
By the way, Randy Jackson, super cool guy. Zebra Randy Jackson. Super
Yeah,
cool.
I have.
Great guitar
He
player.
autographed this, and I actually have. I went somewhere. I found another copy of it. So
Cool.
and instead of taking this one that Randy's already signed, my original one that I bought, I'm gonna just take this one that's got no signatures and just have all of them sign it.
Neat. I met Randy. He had a terrible flu, and he played. It was a solo acoustic show that was kind of near where I was living in Florida.
I was gonna say that was. I mean, when was that?
I'd say mid 90s.
Yeah.
No, it was. I'm sorry, it was early 2000s.
Yeah, because he came through here on that tour.
Yeah, and he did some cool covers too. He was like,
He did.
I mean, he did Zebra stuff, but he did like Bowie and like,
Yeah.
and he did a great job. But like, I just felt so bad for him because he just looked like he was gonna die. But
Yeah, that was the gig where he signed that record.
Here's the alternate logo, Jeff.
I got a picture with him on that.
Oh, that's cool.
tour, yeah, he played the Viking Lounge
Very
here.
cool.
Oddly enough,
Viking Lounge.
yeah.
Is that your home?
No, no, actually, no. It was called the Viking Lounge. It was at a Holiday Inn. And
That's so weird.
Ron Keel played there. Actually, Iron Horse played there. I helped him get a gig.
That's gotta be weird. Playing a hotel, like restaurant, bar.
This is the St. Louis Terriers hat.
Yeah,
Professional
that's cool.
baseball, Federal League, for briefly.
wow. But playing those lounges and stuff is a good way to fill your tour, and then also just keeping people's,
I like that.
I would look at them almost like a dress rehearsal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I
And,
guess it depends on where you are in your career.
Yeah. And I'd say Zebra's out there doing what they're doing now because he did those.
Yeah.
Well,
they did something really cool here. So there's a DC famous club called the 930 Club, and the original club was really small, only about like 200 people. It was in a basement, and I think I might have told you this story before. There were actually support pillars throughout the venue, including one right in front of the stage, like in the middle of the stage, in front of the stage, and then two in the crowd, and then others around there, and then but only like 250 people capacity. And we saw Living Color Vivid on their very first tour and some other stuff. So that was really cool. But so anyway, but fast forward they have a much bigger version of the 930 Club now. It holds like, I don't know, 2,000 people. And like the Foo Fighters played there and like a surprise show and stuff. So that was cool. But the owner is opening. Oh, that's a great jersey. They're opening a replica of the original 930 Club right next door. And there's only 450 seats capacity in the place. Seth, the owner, owns several venues in the area, and the ticket prices are, get this, $44 per ticket with only a $10 service charge. And so, but it's a ticket lottery, so it's kind of like you got to have the golden ticket. And so we put in for several concerts, but like big names are playing there. Like the Foo Fighters are opening up. Living Color is going to be there.
Oh.
Let me see. Oh, I think my video just crashed. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Well, I'll finish the story and then I'll. Can you still hear? Okay, I'll finish the story quick.
You're good.
They're opening up this club, and so Billy Idol, Living Color, Gary Clark Jr., Foo Fighters are opening the whole thing, but there's only like a couple thousand tickets to be had over the course of like 20-30 concerts or whatever, and over 500,000 people put in for tickets.
Wow.
And those are just the people that happen to hear about it, and so we're still waiting. I don't think we're going to get any, but we put in for a couple shows, and we'll see what happens.
I bet something.
What's that?
I bet you'll get something.
Maybe, but even if not, it's a cool thing that the owner's doing, and it's like making affordable tickets again. And The Cure, I love what he did about that whole Ticketmaster thing, right? Like, so he got the people refunds. Oh,
There he is.
Wow.
Eddie Goodell playing for the Browns.
Eddie Goodell.
Wow.
They gave him the number 1/8.
That's awesome.
Here's this is my great uncle. He played for the Dodgers.
Oh wow.
One season in 1934.
What's his name?
Tony Malinowski.
I'll ask. My dad knows everything about baseball, and he grew up a Dodgers fan, a Brooklyn Dodgers fan. Tony Malinowski.
Yeah, Tony Malinowski played part of one season. We didn't even know he played baseball until at one point let me get this off. At one point he was the oldest living major leaguer, and that's when we found out. It was like we had no idea he even played baseball, but here he was in the majors.
Well,
and 34. That's the only year the Dodgers didn't wear blue; they wore green that year.
Wow, that's weird.
So he's one of the very few people who played for the Dodgers that never wore Dodger blue.
Wow. And what's the relation again?
My great uncle.
Great uncle. That's so cool. I'll talk to my dad tonight, and I'll ask him about it. He's just an encyclopedia of that era.
Yeah, Pete, you remember this jersey, right? When John Cena used to wear this sometimes when he'd come
That's
out.
true. Yeah, I thought I'd seen it before, but it's like, what's it actually from?
Yeah, the ABA.
ABA, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And what about soccer, Jeff? Will you be going down to see the team play at all?
Yeah, I might go down there. I've been watching them on TV when I can. Of course, you have to have Apple TV Plus and the MLS subscription.
Yeah.
So it's like a $20 a month cost.
Wow.
But they show free games every once in a while, and they showed one last week where they lost in that one. But
yeah, my friends have season tickets, so
yeah, it's pretty good. It's a long season. I can't believe it. It goes in like October or something.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Wow.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. So did it just happen, Al Jaffe?
Yeah. I saw it yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, my parents were such big fans of his, like from the beginning, and they introduced me to Mad Magazine, and I wish I still had some of those, but the Mad fold-ins.
Anyone catching this year? Al Jaffe croaked at 102 and he got Slippy as his avatar.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if he did that on purpose, JWD, but that's hilarious. He croaked.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's quite a long life. I don't know if he was still actively in the industry.
What I read is he worked up until 99, then he thought he'd scale back.
Gotcha. Scale back at 99. Yeah. That's amazing.
That's my same plan.
More power to him, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
He might cut it back just to one live stream a week, right?
Right.
That's a slow week. Yeah.
I loved Mad Magazine. Did you ever read Cracked?
Yeah.
Cracked, I never thought was as good. Like
but
it was never the satires just weren't as good. And I mean, I think a lot of that was Jaffe and I forgot some of the other people involved in that, but he was the main one.
Who actually did Alfred E. Newman? Like, was it
I
Jaffe?
don't think it was Jaffe, although I could be wrong. Let me see. I mean,
I'm thinking it was the other person who was sort of the main guy, the main guy. Although Jaffe was, I mean,
yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
By the way, if anybody's interested in looking at sports logos and stuff, like, because I just find it fascinating. It's like a friggin' sink. It's like a rabbit hole that you just can't get out of when you start looking. Sportslogos.net.
Uh-oh.
And
check that out.
everything is there. Well, here's the homepage right here. And
Uh-oh.
as you can see, it's like it starts right off again. Everything: baseball, hockey, soccer, college football, basketball, other sports resources. You're like, oh, here's all the XFL jerseys. These are all the recent updates. And it's not only the team logos, but all the history and all the different special logos. Like here's
Pete, what's that URL again?
Sportslogos.net.
Sportslogos.net.
Wow, they have all the
sportslogos.net.
They have all the KHL teams.
Oh,
wow.
They have everything. I will have a hard time finding something not there, frankly.
Well, saying goodbye to any free time.
Hey, Jeff, you familiar with this team?
There's the hockey leagues.
Oh, wow. What a cool jersey.
Yeah, actually, that was a minor league hockey team that played in the 20s and 30s here in St. Louis.
Just got out of there, and you could.
And it was so popular that when the St. Louis got an NHL team in '34, they just left because they couldn't compete with the with the minor league team. Actually, my grandma and my aunt, her sister, had I guess season tickets. I don't know they had season tickets back then, but I remember my grandma telling me they would go to every game back then in the late 20s and early 30s.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they would sit in the front row right there. I don't even think they had glass back then.
What was it? What was it, Lance?
It was St. Louis Flyers.
AHA.
St. Louis Stars.
I guess it turned So the AHA turned into the AHL. So that's what like Hershey plays in, and yeah, AHA turned into the AHL at what point?
The AHL is such a massive league because that was big around here. Like when I was in university and such, it's all major junior now, which AHL was all through Fredericton, Moncton, everywhere. New Brunswick Hawks we had, of course, that was the one step down from the NHL. And I mean, so it had a lot of rotation. Like this is just the current AHL teams.
Yeah.
And then you get into this is the teams of the past. And it goes and it goes and it goes
amazing.
Forever.
That's absolutely amazing. And yeah, so AHL it turned into in 1930. So that's why I never heard of the AHA. But and they did play in the AHL. That's interesting.
Come on, open up. There it is. There's the St. Louis Flyers, the arena. That's their logo.
That's
this is all on that site. If you're looking for it, you will find it on this site.
I love that.
That's pretty
I
good.
heard they played at a place called the Winter Garden, but I guess not. I guess they actually played at the arena because the arena was around back then.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Now, I mean, this isn't Joe Louis the arena, right?
No,
Joe Louis is Detroit. Sorry.
And they were there from 44-45 through 52-53, so fairly long time.
They were. Well, they were there before that. They were in like the 20s and the 30s.
Huh? Yeah, but as soon as I guess
like
that might be the timeline of that particular logo.
Yeah, yeah, good point. Yeah, 1928 to 1942, and then 1942 to 1953. 1944 to 1953. That's pretty
okay. This is the Flyers played at the old arena, and they started in 28. Yeah, they played for 14 seasons there. They They won 5 playoff titles and 6 regular season titles. So I guess that's why they were pretty popular back then. Apparently, they were pretty good. I guess
That'll
nobody
do
wanted
it.
to watch the NHL team come in and stink it up.
Wow. Hey, the Blues made it to the finals their first 3 seasons, so you can't get any better than that.
There you go.
Wow. There's a big asterisk there.
Well, yeah.
They were the best of the
Expansion.
expansion team. Yeah.
Hey, Pete, have you heard of the Colored Hockey League that started in Nova Scotia?
Not right off. Is it something like Willie O'Ree would have played in?
He at the this predated that 1895.
Oh,
And well, it really interesting. I learned about it. There was a couple documentaries on it. And actually 2 things were credited being developed there. The slap shot and a goaltenders that I wouldn't call it necessarily butterfly goaltenders, but goaltenders that would drop to their knees, right? Or play more aggressively. And that was not allowed in the other hockey leagues, like the white, hockey leagues. And for whatever reason, like that ended up cultivating, and then goaltending changed as a result of that, which I thought was really, really interesting. So like the butterfly, technically goaltenders predated, anything that we knew, like a Esposito or any of those guys. So, but it's really interesting.
I don't know right now.
And it was basically when slaves were freed, they went up north through New York.
Yeah.
And then, went into Canada, and the Baptist churches were offering it as a kind of a perk to joining the church, playing hockey. And I'm like, that's so wild. So I thought that was a really neat kind of backstory. But yeah, that originated in Canada, essentially.
You know who's in Canada right now?
Other than Pete?
Yeah. It's Toby Jepson from the Wayward Sons.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Just by himself?
No, he and his wife are on this big, huge world trip.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild.
They were out in LA for a while, and now they're up in Canada. Flew into Montreal the other day. I texted him when they were flying into Montreal.
Even has the logo of the team that I used to do the sound for, the sound and announcing.
That's cool. Cool
Nice.
logo too.
The team's gone. It's been gone now for 3 years. I just do it for a senior team now, but that was a junior A team, not major junior, the one step below major junior.
Jeff, what's the name of that font?
Which one?
That Aces.
I'm terrible with font names.
Oh,
I
it was
have no
huge.
idea.
It was
Where's
very
it called?
popular when you and I were working together.
Oh, I can almost picture it. Like the Adobe font library.
I used it a lot. Rage Italic was huge back in that day. And then Compact Olive Bold was another big one. When Jeff and I were doing ads, it was like big and fat and boom.
Yeah. Sporty.
What's
Kurt Bradshaw, ask and ye shall receive.
There you go.
That's the newest logo.
Yep.
Which is different than the first year they played.
Was there another season that they played?
2020.
I still wish they had eyes on that, though. There needs to be some like cool eyes on there.
There's the first one.
Yep, slightly different.
I think
Yeah.
people started going to the I don't even know what the DC team is called. I can't even remember, but like they hate the Redskins.
Defenders.
What's that?
The DC Defenders.
The DC Defenders. So people hate the Redskins so much here, like they're just looking for any reason. I mean, they don't hate them enough.
Your Commanders?
They don't hate them enough to go to Baltimore, like to be Ravens fans, but they'll gladly go next door. Well, not next door, but essentially next door to see some other form of football.
Here you go. St. Louis Hummers, the female softball league, professional team
cool.
back in the 70s.
That's a weird name.
It is.
Hum chaka in there. Hum are in there. That's
But
what-
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't give it. That's
That's cool.
awesome.
That's their story.
I don't know how they get away with that one.
It's the 70s.
DC Defenders. That's a cool logo, though, right there. I like
I
that.
like that logo a lot.
Yeah.
Incorporate the DC in there. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm waiting for the cricket league to come here. I'm actually looking very forward to seeing that, but I'm still trying to figure out why it's only in Texas. Like all the teams are playing in Texas. Probably the last place I'd ever think to see a cricket match. But I don't know. I'm very interested in seeing cricket.
Portland Trailblazers.
That is a rabbit hole of a site right there. You can
Yeah,
look
it
a long
is.
time.
That's
Oh
very
my
cool.
God.
Fun, though.
Very cool.
And whoever this Chris Creamer it's named after, he started off. I was following it years ago. I'd look for logos and stuff to do such, and there was nothing to the site. It had the major ones and stuff, and you could find some neat things on there. And now it's just massive.
Wow. Yeah, this is really cool.
I think Tampa Bay needs to go back to their original uniform and logo.
What the
Buccaneers.
Oh, the Buccaneers.
I love those orange uniforms. That
You're not a fan of the red and pewter?
I still like the.
I think those are awful.
Yeah. I tend to like a lot of uniforms that people hated, like the Astros. When it was the orange and yellow stripes.
I never liked it back then, but when I see it now, I don't know why, but I kind of like it now.
And I love the Vancouver Canucks old jerseys with the flying V, the flame kind of V.
The Canucks have had some of the worst uniforms in the history of mankind.
But I don't know. I just remember that V on the black V with the red and yellow. I love that.
I like that you remember the V. It was a Seinfeld line when he ran into Uncle Leo, and Leo said he had such great penmanship. He goes, "I remember your V."
Yeah. Yeah.
I always thought those were the best lines ever. I remember your V.
That's
so
funny.
stupid. Oh man.
I need to see some of these chats. St. Louis was the Chicago Blackhawks farm team before the Blues came into the league. The Blackhawks wanted to get rid of the arena and give St. Louis a franchise in the NHL. I did not know that, Kurt. That's really cool.
Yeah, the old arena. That was a heck of a. That was an interesting venue.
Here's the best one yet. The Regina Rage from the Canadian Lingerie Football League.
Only has a 5 out of 10 rating.
It's like
I
blades
told
coming
you
out.
this place. This has all the logos.
It's like blades coming out of her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of somebody I dated when I was in Florida, actually.
Oh man.
I don't see the professional softball league though from the 70s. Where's that at? I think they've missed them.
Oh, what was that team? There was and they were in a beer ad or something like that. It was a fast pitch softball. It was
a men's team.
Yeah, it was like red, white, and blue. And they were
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't want to say like the Harlem Globetrotters, but like
King in his court.
Yeah,
What's that?
King in his court.
That's it. Whatever happened to them? Are they still around?
Oh, he'd be about 80.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, not those guys specifically. They just like
They got old, man.
the team name. Like, are they
He got old.
like the Harlem Globetrotters
I think
carry
the
on?
main part of the team was that pitcher. He was unbelievably good.
Yeah. But I got, closely related. Like, I got to see the Harlem Globetrotters with like Curly and
Yeah.
all those guys, which was really cool.
Well, and I'm from up in central Illinois where the Blues farm team, we had the farm team up there, and that was the Peoria Prancers and then turned Rivermen.
Cool.
You know what is a weird logo? Starbucks coffee. Why does the mermaid have two tails spread apart?
Yeah, I never understood.
Why did
understood the
Luring
logo.
you in.
Why do the Dallas Stars look like Starbucks uniforms? That's what I want to know. They remind me of Starbucks uniforms.
My big question is, how do a bunch of Mandalorians run out of fuel in the middle of a desert and somebody with a ship gets back after they do when they had to walk? There's the question. I just thought I'd throw that shit out there.
Mm-hmm.
I did go to Half Price Books yesterday to look for some vinyl. I picked up some vinyl, but I also had to get this. I couldn't pass it up. It's my backpack. It's my new backpack.
An Iron Maiden backpack.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
couldn't resist.
That's
it was
cool.
there. I was there, and I just felt like getting it.
Well, I told you, Stu, I told you I got that Aldo Nova
Yeah,
debut, and I haven't actually gotten a chance to listen to it again. We were listening to it in the record store, and it was funny that there was a song that was the same chord progression as Fantasy.
yeah.
And I was like, is this some like outtake of like or like early demo of it or something like that? And then the girl behind the record counter was like, no, it's the B side of that album. And so I don't know. The album's really good. And I'd only heard like 2 songs off that album, but I went in like we were with Catherine's son, and it was adjacent to a music store. I mean, like a musical instrument store, and he was trying out guitars, and so we were like hopping back and forth between the stores. So I went back over to the music store to do some guitar stuff, and then Catherine comes in with the album and surprised me with it.
Wow,
Which I thought was really cool.
that is cool.
Yeah.
The Half Price Books recently bought somebody's collection of sealed albums.
Wow.
And so I picked up some. I picked up Firefall's Elan for $5, still sealed from 1978.
Did you pick up any sealed albums?
No, I did not. That took me a second. Oh man.
Here you go.
There it is.
Some of the worst logos in the history of mankind.
I still like the black, red, and yellow. But that even they don't have the well, I guess what was that, a shoulder patch, Pete? Like when they had the V?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jeff Davis.
Scroll down. It should
Jeff.
be on there somewhere. Hey, Jeff. Hey.
Hey,
Because
Aaron.
the V wasn't technically a logo as it was just a graphic design.
Yeah. When they first went to the major switch to tire switching colors, they had I think they had a shoulder patch of the skate logo, but it was just the V-neck. And I think there are not jerseys on there as well. If you scroll down, Jeff. No, maybe not. Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, that's the black one with the red and yellow V. That was like my favorite as a kid. And
that's your home and away. Yeah,
Tiger Williams. Is he playing for him at that time?
yeah, they are.
Oof.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Holy smokes.
the new ones are pretty good, but I like the original ones for Pete's sakes.
For your sake.
So I remember the V with Tiger Williams was playing with them at that point.
Yep.
And I just remember. I remember the fights, and I don't know. It was just something
ride
about
this
that
neck,
V.
punch somebody in the head.
I just thought it was. Yeah, I just thought it was. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is a Canuck?
Canadian. I mean, isn't it another word
Slang
for Canadian?
term for Canadian.
Yeah.
Is what?
Slang term for Canadian.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes you a Canuck.
It is. I am. And
Well,
the
is it
big
is
thing
it-
is it's a slang term for us, but we just don't get offended by it. Okay.
But is it a slang term for Western Canada people? I mean, like,
No.
does anybody ever say Canuck like for East Coast? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really is not. Doesn't mean any particular area. It just means north of the 45. Well, north of the 49, I guess, most of the country. But
Oh. Speaking of which, Pete, did you see my message before about the meteor?
no.
Oh, check your DM on Facebook. There was a meteorite that went down near Well, right between you and your sister's place.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Check it out. Just read the story and like
I could've taken out Papa Pete.
they're offering
Uh-oh.
they're offering like some large amount of money if you find any of the pieces to the meteorite. I mean, like $25,000 or something like that.
JD's just trying to get rid of Papa Pete.
No.
All of a
No,
sudden,
but as soon as
Yeah,
I
Pete
saw
just takes off.
Yeah,
as soon as I
that's
saw
lottery
the-
money. What are you talking?
well,
all of a
as soon as
sudden,
I
Pete's
saw the
chair is just
location,
spinning.
as soon as I saw the location, I was like, oh man,
Pete and Coco are going to hit it.
they're gonna be
Coco's
They're gonna
probably
be-
already on warming up the car.
he and his sister are gonna be meteor hunting.
Well, that is about a 15-minute drive the other direction from her place. From me. That's about 15-minute drive away to where that landed.
15? 1-5?
Yeah, 1-5.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty close. It could have landed in your yard, Pete.
But it's right in the middle of the woods.
Wow. That's like maybe they're gonna make a movie out of that.
Landed in canoes.
That would have made a great video, Pete. Meteorite in my
He's
backyard.
live streaming and there's like a meteor in his house. And, like
It's
just
like an upright back.
while he's recording, he's like playing a game, and all of a sudden he sees like meteor. Like everybody else has these like fake backgrounds in Zoom, but like Pete's is like legit meteor coming through. That would be amazing. While he was playing like asteroids or something.
It would be amazing, but it'd be tragic at the same time because look at what's behind him.
Well,
You know what? Now that you say that,
True.
and I had not heard anything about this, but people from around here were on Facebook were saying, "Did you guys hear that big boom? Like I thought it was an earthquake, because the earth, a little earthquake or something, and things shake." Yeah, people heard this big sonic boom. It says there was a sonic boom.
wow.
No, that was not far away from me at all. That was probably within, like I say, within 10 miles.
Well, they haven't found the fragments yet, and they're offering a lot of money. So,
Wow.
if you got nothing going on, that could buy a few games.
Cool.
That could buy a few.
$25,000.
Get that spiker, Pete.
There you go.
I traded this. I got spiker.
Still a lot of barren area it fell in, I'll tell you that.
Happy early Father's Day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, did you guys see any of those games that those Digerati games? It's the same company that published, I believe, Super Blood Hockey and the Hemosaurus game. But they got a lot of really cool games, like a lot of 8-bit style games. And then they have this other one called Snaky Bus. They're Switch games. And they're all selling them all for like $2 each. They're normally like $10-15 or whatever. And so one of them's called Snaky Bus. It's kind of like the old Snake game, but you're this transport bus and you pick people up on these like bizarre tracks, and you can like fly and jump and all that stuff. But what happens is every time you pick people up and you go around the neighborhood or whatever the track is, you add cars, or you add like, it's one of those like multi segment buses, that are like kind of attached by those like accordion type things. Almost looks like a subway car kind of thing, but it's a bus. And so every time you go around the neighborhood, you add a car, you add like a segment to the bus, and by a certain time, it's so long that you crash into yourself if you're not careful. So it actually like the whole bus like wraps around the neighborhood, and it's this really bizarre and fun game.
Sounds like it's something similar to what's the game? A bunch of my students like to play it with the glowing snake. It's online.
Snake Pits, I'm not sure of.
And then you're like out in space, and then
okay.
As you destroy another opponent that's out there on the internet, then their like worm trail turns into glowing orbs that you can get and then enlarge your own. So you like start off very short, and then you can just grow, and then it's like the old Tron cycle game. You're just trying to.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, except you're not. I don't think you're actually going up against anybody in this game. you're just trying to like pick up as many passengers and drop them off at their points, and then try not to crash into yourself, I guess. But it's kind of the same premise, but the graphics are bizarre and cool.
Yeah, I just picked
Sounds
up
wrong.
I
Sneaky
just picked up a game
like
called
a glitchy, horrible mess.
Bumbalin last week.
What was that?
Bumbalin. I picked up that game last week for a Switch. It's pretty cool. It's got some Donkey Kong Country elements in it, which is really neat.
Oh, that's cool.
Right.
Yeah, I did a video on it, and the developer stopped by and commented. He said, "Yep."
Nice.
He goes, "I love Donkey Kong Country. It was a big influence."
Cool.
I've been mainly playing Power Pros baseball. Can't stop playing it.
Oh God,
One of the best baseball games of all time.
awful.
I played a
It's
guy
so funny.
who
This is coming from the same person that recommended the Super Mega Baseball, which I absolutely love.
Well, this one's even more fun for a single player because you have online. That works.
What is the Super Mega Baseball online doesn't work?
It works, but it's you really if you're not great at it, you're just going to get creamed every time.
Well, I did start. We never got a chance to actually connect, but I actually started a league, and I wanted to get like you and Pete in on it, just because we could all suck together. It would be fun.
Sounds wrong.
Don't
I don't know if I
sugarcoat
ever
it. It sounds wrong. Talk
Oh.
about sounds wrong. Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, I played a game right before the show, and I got matched up with the number 3 player in the world, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Oh wow.
How bad you beat him?
I lost, but it was only 1-0. I was pretty proud of myself, only giving up 1 run.
Wow.
Because the guys that know how to hit, they can just hit 4 or 5 home runs in a game. Because they can read the pitch out of the pitcher's hand. They can tell exactly what's coming, just like in real baseball. They're good. I have not gotten to that point. Super Mega Baseball 3 is $4.49 on Steam tonight. How about that?
Nice.
That's a great game.
Yeah, I got it on sale. Not that cheap, but
Oh, Pokemon Stadium is out. Came out yesterday.
do what?
Pokemon Stadium came out yesterday on the expansion pack.
I started GoldenEye instead by mistake.
Oh,
I tried playing that the other day. I still can't play it. It just gives me a headache.
I'll tell you, these other 2 games I got, Omega Strike is really, really good. And the Aquatic Adventures of the Last Human it's kind of a parody of that Bill Murray movie. Aquatic, like Steve Zissou or whatever.
Life Aquatic.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's really cool. Like both games, like the graphics are fun. And they're both really fun games. Those other 2, and they're all the same publisher. It just seems like I really like most of the games that this publisher puts out, and they tend to go on sale, which is great. It's always good.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the Scribblenauts game is with Batman, Superman.
Is it Unmasked? Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I saw that they had the PS4 version of that at $5 Below.
Casey Neidell.
Casey.
Hey, Casey.
Is that I remember the Scribblenauts games, but I mean, are they across the board? Are they good or?
I think so. I mean, they're pretty clever. You type in a word, and then whatever you type in pops up on the screen. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they had that version. The Unmasked was on the Wii U.
Yep, it was.
Wild.
That's where I played it with one of my kids.
Yeah, makes me want to go back there and pick it up. I don't know. I think it's just $5. They had a bunch of copies.
On Switch?
No, for the PS4.
Oh, PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty good, I believe.
Well, that's cool. Well, maybe
Well,
I'll check it out.
I'm psyched. There's 2 new hockey games coming out for Switch. That's like all of a sudden everybody was like, oh, there's not enough hockey games. And so everybody like, so Tape to Tape, it looks kind of interesting. And then another one that actually looks really cool called Goons, Legends, and Mayhem.
Huh.
And it's like, there's actually like a storyline. I don't know. It's bizarre, but the trailer looks really cool. And it's out of a company in England, just a small indie company, I believe, in England. I can't think of their name. Firestoke. I think they only have like one other game, but the other game looks really cool too. I forgot what it was, but yeah, it looks really fun. And it's not just like a single hockey game. It's like kind of like a roguelike adventure as well. So that's cool. But the other one is more traditional, like Tape to Tape, like old NHL, like EA Sports NHL. So I don't know. I'm super excited about this. I don't think there's any dates set, but
have they been announced for Switch?
Yeah. But they're not like in the Switch site. Like there's no evidence of them.
Wow, Super Blood Hockey is only $224 for anyone who wants it. Jeez.
Yeah, that's worth
game.
that. That's a fun game.
That is crazy cheap.
It's so much like the old Nintendo hockey. Like it's cool, but like I feel like I want something a little more like modern. And I love that game. I do love Silver Blood Hockey. But yeah, I'll send you guys the link. Where's the trailer? Yeah, here this one has a trailer.
Casey, yeah. USAC Western Midgets are at Merced. That's where I'll be.
I put it in the private chat, Jeff. I'm not sure where else to.
I don't think you can post. Can you post links in the chat? I don't know if you can or not.
I can't, but I'm just like I'm sending it in private chat. You can you see that tab?
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know if
Yeah.
you can do it in the other.
No, I don't think you can.
I'll try and see.
And Tape to Tape. I'll try to find that Tape to Tape thing. But yeah, both have trailers. This one's just like this bizarre game. I'm not really into like fantasy type games, but they got those kind of characters in it. But hey, if it's got hockey in it, I'm in. Here's the Steam version, but they're coming out with a Switch. Here's Tape to Tape. It looks weird. Like the graphics, it's kind of like pseudo 3D, 2D cartoon like in Tape to Tape. And it's like it's one of those games that's like it's the first rendition of it may not be everything that everybody wants, but you know, it seems like this team is like really dedicated to making a good game. You know, having it stick around for a while, improving it.
Yeah, I was watching a video of Tape to Tape a few weeks ago. I guess it was OEB Pete actually, who's playing it on Steam.
Oh, was it? What did he think of it?
I think he liked it. It was they have a story mode, which seemed pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That's all I saw of it. I assume you can play just head to head anytime you want.
Yeah, I think one of the like anybody that's like a real hockey fan, like I think if I heard correctly, there's no icing or offsides. So like, you know, at that point, you know, yeah, it's hockey, but it's kind of like a free for all.
But can you hit the other guy over the head with your stick?
Yeah. There's some cool, you know, there's some fun stuff that you can do in it, but
it's a trade off, right?
Right.
Offside, high sticking. It's like, you know, you gotta have one or the other,
but it does look like, I mean, it's cool because the developers were actually conversing. Like somebody did like a YouTube review on it and saying, you know, that was, I mean, I think the guy was like a hockey player, a hockey fan, and a video gamer that was really into like hockey video games, right? So, you know, he was kind of picking it apart, but at the same time, he was like, man, you know, this game has a lot of great possibilities. But the developers chimed in on the thread, and they were really cool. It's like they were like taking all the constructive criticism, and they were like, yeah, you know, it's not going to have everything for the first go around.
Well, it sounds like they wanted to go more like arcade style versus simulation.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see. Like, I'll get it. Like, I'm in. I was disappointed with Bush League Hockey or Bush Hockey League or whatever. That company went out of business too. Sadly, they were kind of like dedicated to kind of making the next generation of that game, and never happened. But it was it kind of looks like tape to tape a little bit, but it's just like the loading times are ridiculous in that game. I mean, it like several minutes, like every time you want to load in a game, or even start it for the first time, which is just like, that's annoying in and of itself. Starting a new game, just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. But there was some cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
Go Game Aquarium. I wish I was there. Intelligent Spike. She was Intelligent Spiker in your aquarium. That'd be awesome.
I lost my chat. What happened? Oh, there we go. It was hidden. I feel bad I didn't acknowledge anybody really.
Saboteur, what was the hockey game on the Saturn? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Was
NHL
this the one?
96 or something with that.
Oh, was it an NHL game?
I think there was one NHL. I think. I'm not sure.
I didn't see this comment. A lot of players in Super Blood hockey are on drugs. Yes, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it was funny. Like when you're playing story mode, you got this like drug dealer, and like the guy, like in the locker room, you got like drug dealers and stuff, and like they OD. Like the hockey players like OD and like fall over in front of you, and like blood squirting everywhere. So bizarre.
Congratulations, Casey. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Casey
really.
finished up as 125. How about that?
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Lance, do you ever come East Coast for races?
No, well, it's been a long time. Back in 2002, we ran all the way back in Pennsylvania.
I know exactly.
Had 3 shows: Williams Grove, we ran Grandview, and what was the other one? Lincoln.
Okay, cool.
But that was, unfortunately, that group that we were running with went defunct.
Oh no!
So now the group we race with is mainly California, some shows in Arizona. When this league started, or this series started, we went all the way up to Washington, ran Skagit.
Oh wow!
Alger, Washington. So that was the first time I was ever at a race where they played the Canadian national anthem first.
Oh, that's cool. I love hearing the Canadian national anthem.
But that old league was called SCRA, Sprint Car Series. We ran. I wasn't too far from where Jeff and Stu were. We stopped at.
Oh wow, that's
You're
cool.
Godfrey, right?
Godfrey, Illinois. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's very close.
Yeah, with that group, we ran 52 races was a season, and part of it was like a 2-week excursion, to the Midwest all the way to Pennsylvania. I think we ran 8 or 9 races in like 13 days.
Wow.
From Ohio, all the way to Ohio, Kansas City, Illinois.
Now, so this is I mean, I just don't know that much about it, but it's a whole circuit that travels together and to each one of these races in the 13 days.
Yeah, I mean, it was part of our schedule. I mean, it was, it was called SCR Sprint Cars, 4 non-wing sprint cars, and 410 cubic inch engines. Back then it was probably 850 horsepower. Yeah, it was our own little circuit where it was traveling band back then of probably 20 teams from California and Arizona making their way
I didn't know that.
east.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I figured it was like individual racers that just choose races.
No, we all followed the circuit.
That's cool.
And we, stay at the same hotel, get in trouble together.
So
close down the same bars.
So even though like they're competitive, they're like cool off the track.
Yes.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But that series folded in 2004. There was kind of a political split kind of thing, and so now a new group came in.
What's the age? What's the average? Is there an average age, or is it a wide?
Well, I work for 3 different divisions now, but drivers all the way from 15 all the way up to
15?
70.
Wow.
72.
Wow.
Oldest driver.
That's cool.
Those are sprint cars, though, right?
Yeah, sprint cars.
72-year-old in a sprint car?
Yes.
I don't know. That's
Just getting in and out of
sprint
that.
cars are not the easiest thing on the friggin' body.
Right.
No, they're not. I mean,
unfortunately, what happened? So that happened this week. An accident happened this weekend, right?
In Lawrenceburg, Indiana. That was Lawrenceburg, Indiana. That was the USAC National Division. I work for the Western Division.
Okay, but that was a sprint car, right?
That was a sprint car, and that was a lot of flukes. I mean, he hit it was a perfect storm.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was a kid was 26, 27 years old, passed away.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of safety in these cars with all the extra.
That's the thing about auto racing. I mean, you would think there would be more, right? And gladly they're not. I mean, because there's a lot of horrific wrecks, but like the safety is just improved, and I guess they learn every time, right? Like,
well, at the upper levels, it's incredible now. I mean, but the sprint seems to be where you still hear of accidents on occasion, isn't it?
Well, all levels really. Any time of auto racing or even private plane, you do. But yeah, sprint. I mean, there's different fatalities, and yes, I've lost friends. But nowhere near like it was in the '60s and the '80s.
Right.
The '60s, the cars didn't even have cages. I mean, it was like a Monopoly. Imagine that Monopoly race car, and from your belly up, you're exposed.
They even have seatbelts.
Back then, the guys didn't even have fire suits. It was Levi's and a T-shirt, and the guy smoking while he's racing. So, a long way from that. But yes, there's a fatality. Last was that Saturday? It was bad crash. I mean, where he hit, was just.
I just saw the memorial during the NASCAR race. I didn't look or. I didn't see I haven't not seen a clip of what happened, remember, but they just said it was really bad. They talked about it.
Well, they wound up canceling the rest of the show.
Sure. Oh yeah.
And he was a organ donor. They said his body parts will save 80 lives.
Wow. There you go.
And to answer Casey's question, yes, I met Ed Amador once. He ran spec sprints. I'm trying to think of what group it was. NCMA. This was in the early 2000s.
We were talking about Donut Dodo last week, right?
Wait, what was $970?
I don't know.
Learning Fun 2 is my guess.
Learning Fun 2 in great condition would be, complete, right? Original box, and I don't even know if that one came with overlays. That's one of the later ones. No,
it did not. No,
like I can't even grasp that.
Roger made some great overlays for it, but it didn't come with overlays originally.
Stuart, what were you saying about Donut Dodo?
We were discussing that last week or the week before?
I don't remember.
What did that just came out for something?
It's on sale right now for $2.99.
Yeah, but it came out on some system.
Evercade.
What's that?
It was Evercade, wasn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, Evercade. Yeah, that's what it was.
Free game of the month right now.
I was just surprised to see it there. That's all.
And there's for $2.99. That's maybe for $5.
I need to go back and play that. That was actually a really fun game. I just wish it would have been. They would have added more.
Let me get back to this.
I wish they would have done a 2-player, alternate 2-player, kind of thing with that, like Donkey Kong or whatever.
I just saw some kind of an arcade cabinet that's out that you can buy, and it's but they have people making their games for this cabinet. I can't remember the name of it. But it's kind of like the old Neo Geo where you'd have a board and you can stick a bunch of arcade games in it, like cartridges.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this one does the same thing. So, I mean, they're mainly pushing it towards, of course, arcades or or businesses that went on arcade. You can swap out games easily without having to buy a new arcade thing. And even the monitor will swivel. It'll turn if you have like a game that's more vertical, so it'll swivel around for you, which is pretty neat. But that has a version of Donut Dodo, and it's exclusive to that arcade. And I wish I could remember the name, but I just watched last night. But there's some extra levels for this arcade game.
That's cool. I hope they're successful with that and they make more games, because it's just a really well-made, fun game. And actually, the feedback on the controls is really good. I mean, it's interesting that they added that on a Donkey Kong like game, right? You know, like the vibrations and
I think the game's really tough though. I've never.
Oh, it's really hard. I suck at it, but it's still fun. I mean, the music's good, the graphics are good. It's over too quick though. Like it's when you suck, it's over too quick.
It's just like an old arcade game from the early '80s. It's it's good. It's hard. And good luck finishing it. Even with unlimited quarters, I still can't beat it.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point, right? To take your quarters. So they made it.
Yeah, they got to make it
pretty hard back in the day.
Tough enough. You can't beat it. Just easy enough to get you to keep going.
I don't think I ever ate lunch at school. I always like saved because like lunch was like 50 cents, 75 cents or whatever for some shitty lunch that you didn't want to eat anyway. And so I was like, I would save the quarters and I would skip school and go to the mall. And somehow managed to get a slice of pizza, and but yeah, no, I lost a lot of quarters.
Well, I remember as a kid when Dragon Slayer came out the arcade, man, that was a long line of guys just as fast as they could. They were losing their quarters in that thing.
Yeah, and that game was 50 cents too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was more.
And it was over. It was over pretty quick.
What's that, Pete?
What was it?
Dragon Slayer when it came out.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Just the way it ate quarters.
Oh
yeah. And look, I was just as when I finally got it on sale on Switch, and it's great. I mean, it's a very accurate representation on it. Equally as frustrating. I mean, it's exactly as it was in the arcade to a fault.
Yeah,
I had it on the Amiga. I hated that game. I mean, I loved it. And,
yeah. Oh, it's so
but frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but it's such a beautiful game. Yeah. And that actually has Dragon Slayer 2 and Space Ace on the trio, and it's got a fun. The video is fun. They were actually supposed to make a Dragon Slayer movie. It never materialized, and they tried again not so long ago.
Well, I heard when they promoted that they decided to model it after the NES game, so it didn't go over that well.
Yeah, it was.
Nobody understands the word about that.
What was it? It was
everybody said the NES version of Dragon Slayer is not Dragon Slayer.
I didn't even realize that existed.
Oh, it's absolutely horrible.
Really?
As a game. Yeah.
I mean, but it's 8-bit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's lots of videos on it. On Angry Video Game Nerd does it really well. So
okay.
Here you go. Here's the name of that arcade, Exa Arcadia. It's
okay.
Really cool because you open up and instead of like big carts, these are more like rectangles. They slide in. You can put a bunch of games in it.
But is it a full size cabinet or is it scaled down like the?
No, it's full size.
Full size.
It's like a real arcade system. Yeah, it's not the 3/4 one like One Up.
Wow. I'm looking at the graphics, Pete. Like that doesn't look. I mean, no, it's not Dragon Slayer as we know it, but it looks
it's
like
not a good playing game. The graphics are not terrible.
But see, that's so weird because, in theory, it could and should be better playing than the Dragon Slayer on the video disc. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I remember our local news station did a story about Dragon's Lair because it was such a leap forward in graphics, but
it was so different, and you're in a cartoon more or less.
Did it cost $1 to play, or was it 50 cents? It was more than a normal arcade, wasn't it?
It's 50 cents.
At least 50 cents.
Yeah.
And I remember when Space Ace came out, that was cool, but like it didn't have the same fanfare.
Good old Don Bluth.
Yep.
I'm also looking at this Blood and Guts bundle that's out here for $4.50.
What is it?
It's
Well,
got
have it. I didn't know they had it on that OG Xbox.
It's got Slain Back from Hell. It's got Slay Away Camp, Butcher's Cut, and it's got Super Blood Hockey.
What they should bundle together is Super Blood Hockey and Terror of Humosaurus. I freaking love Terror of Humosaurus.
3D, very cool.
Oh wow.
Pete, have you done a short on that yet?
What's that?
Have you done a short on that yet?
Nope, that's coming up though, pretty close.
I wonder if that'll play on a 360. That'd be one to.
I'm gonna guess that's right around number 190.
Yeah, I don't know, Lance. It might. I don't know what there is. You can search for the compatibility game list for 360.
Yeah, there's some websites that have the list, but some of them are incomplete or. That would be one.
Dragonblade 3D is not inexpensive game either. It's not an expensive game, but it's one of the ones that still has a little bit of value to it.
Sure.
Like $25-$30 as opposed to $5 to $10.
It's not bad.
All right, guys, should we call it a night? It's 8:38.
It is. It's Mandalorian time.
Sorry. I apologize.
Well, did anybody see Night Court last night, the new one?
Nah, I stopped.
Oh no, I haven't.
Have they been playing new ones lately?
Yeah, I mean they had one rerun, and I think that was one of the shows.
I gotta go back and watch because I haven't.
It's okay. I mean, it's not the best one, but without ruining it, Dan's involved in a get-rich quick scheme, which harkens back to the old series.
The old Dan.
How's the show doing in general? Did it improve or?
The laugh track's still there, that kind of takes away. It's just kind of muddling along. I mean, it's not. I think one of the things they are concentrating on a little more is the people that come into the court. I mean, that's what made the show, right? And the characters just interacted around.
Yeah, that's part of what made it so great is the guest star.
That's what you were saying though. It's like we gave it a shot. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 episodes or whatever. It's like there's too many other great shows out there now to like.
Well, like me, I have it set for my DVR and it just records, and then it's like,
it's recording. It's recording. We just haven't. I mean, we just have so little time to watch anything. It's like we'll watch like Ted Lasso or Mandalorian.
Well, if Mandalorian is bad as Stu is saying, you'll have more time to watch stuff.
What's that?
If Mandalorian is on a downward trend.
Nah. That's just Stu.
Nope, it's not. It's not just me. I am not alone, but it all goes back to why you're watching. So
all right. Well,
thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah,
thanks everyone in the chat for being here.
Thanks everybody for joining.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks everybody in chat.
I'm gonna go get back to it.
Go Game Gone.